This is why I have to set clear goals for myself. Okay, not this specifically, this is a box of LED light strips. But more importantly, this is the last step of the project that I've been working on since I last uploaded about 10 days ago. Which means I've almost completed an entire project, and you guys haven't seen any of it. So basically, what happened was, on July 13th, I started working on my second project of the year, which was a set of 3 funhouse mirrors. The basic idea was to have 2 of these mirrors just be normal, silly funhouse mirrors, while one of them serves as a jump scare, a sort of centerpiece of the haunt. The idea was to make the mirror look as innocent as possible, and then when a light comes on the inside, there would be a clown face that shows through. The problem was that I didn't set the clear goals for myself. I thought, you know, I could just make this up as I go along and document the process day by day. And basically what happened was I ended up having tons of convoluted footage that didn't flow well together or anything. So instead of trying to piece all that together, how about I just walk you through the process up until this point. So basically, I used some old poster frames to make the mirrors. Instead of going out and buying expensive plexiglass, I just used the thin plastic from the frames and applied a 2-way mirror film that I bought from Lowe's. Then I made the frames for the mirrors using foam board and struggled and struggled and struggled to get the mirror placement right. After everything was put together and the glue and the paint was dry, I went ahead and attached them to the wall. Now, here's where this comes in. My original idea was to use this red LED bulb to give the creepy red glow on the creepy clown mask. So, I cut a hole in the bottom of the frame, ran the electrical through it, and this is what I got. Not very scary. You can hardly even see the mask. So then I decided to try the opposite. I cut a hole in the top of the frame and put the light up there. And it wasn't much better. Plus, now you have a light bulb in front of his head, as well as the electrical cables coming out of the top. So clearly, I needed to find something else. So, that's why you haven't really seen too much the past few days, because this whole project has been a big, disorganized mess. Until now, because I bought these LED strips, which actually have an adhesive backing, so I can stick them up, hide them away, and should solve our lighting problem. So basically what I'm going to do is take the backing off. The nice thing about these strips is they sell them in 2 feet pieces, and this mirror frame is just about 2 feet wide, so it's almost a perfect fit. Stick it right up here, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the electrical cable. I'll connect it here, and then cut a very, very tiny hole in the back of the wall to run this piece through. And it'll be just like this, so that the power brick and all that will be on the other side of the wall, and I won't have to worry about trying to hide that inside the mirror or anything. But before we get to that point, let's check this out and see how it looks. Alright, here comes the moment of truth. What? Hang on, let's turn off the light so we can get the full effect. Wow. That's really cool. Unfortunately, the camera does not seem to be doing it justice at all. But that is pretty awesome. Of course, as I said, the electrical that you see going through here, I'll cut a hole in the door to run that through so you don't see it. But just imagine, unsuspecting kids, adults even, will be sitting here looking at themselves in the mirror, laughing about it, when all of a sudden, that shows up, along with some like creepy music and like psychotic laughter that's going to be coming through the door. All that happening so sudden is going to be a very, very nice effect, I think. And I'm very pleased with that. So, I suppose that means I can consider this part of this project complete. So, to recap, I spent the last 10 days making 3 funhouse mirrors. And got one over there, and the one in the middle that serves as the scare, the centerpiece of the haunt. I've still got a little bit more work to do. I'm gonna make it to where I was trying to decide if it was gonna be like a sensor that makes this set off or like a step pad or something. And what I've decided is I'm going to actually install a big red button right here on the wall. And the big red button is going to have a sign over it that says, "Do not push." Obviously, people, especially kids, cannot resist a big button that says, "Do not push." So everybody's going to come over, press the button, that's going to happen, and it's going to be awesome. I'm very, very pleased with how this turned out. This was a very, very intense project.